Hello, my Astro family. This is Lada from astrolada.com here with your weekly horoscope for the last few days of July 2019 and the first 4 days of August. And I predominantly have good news for you. This week is going to be under the influence of Mercury going direct. We're going to say about how each sign will benefit about that from Mercury going direct. And also, there is a new moon in Leo, one of the most powerful and positive signs in astrology. And this new moon is going to affect everyone in different area of their life, and it's under the influence. This new moon is very Uranian. So first, I'm going to explain to you the nature of the new moon and the nature of the events that you can expect this week generally, and then you can listen to your own particular sun, moon, or ascendant sign. I recommend you to watch the first part always because you get a much deeper feeling about what it is you are to expect. So Mercury going direct from the very first day of August, and I spoke about that in my monthly videos if you want more in depth for each sign. But basically, if there was some complicated situation involving papers, information, relationships with people, business, administrative work, anything to do with information, media, marketing, if there was some complicated situation in regards to that, it's going to start moving forward and untangling and giving positive results and finally being resolved and finally seeing the results of your extra efforts that you have to put during Mercury retrograde. If you have to correct something, edit something, if it's something was delayed, now it starts moving ahead and coming and happening according to your expectations. Finally, from around the first onward, you'll see that. But some very important mercurial events are going to be around us this week, which means communication, papers, business, planning, organizing, management of some sort, people that we're interacting with. So expect a lot of that activity this week happening. And this time in a positive way, in a way that gives solutions. The other big event is that we're having a new moon in Leo. New moons are powerful because they restart that area of our horoscope where they fall in. It's like a restart button. They recharge us with new ideas there, with new beginnings, with new inspirations, with new circumstances. And Leo in particular, for all of us collectively, it means that there will be like a recharging of our strength and power, because Leo is the lion, it's the king. The lion, the sign of Leo is our strength, is our confidence, is our power. So there is a reset of this energy in some area of our life. You know, for Aquarius, it might be in regards to relationships and business. For Virgo, it might be in regards to the spiritual world. But we'll speak about each sign individually. But generally, for all of you, expect like a wave of power and strength and higher vibration coming usually a bit a day after the eclipse. It's happening on the 30th, sorry, the new moon. It's happening on the 31st of June and the 1st of August for some people somewhere in the world. But you're going to start feeling the energy of that a bit more like a day or two after that. Like there is like God is pouring, because Leo rules divine life. It really rules God's life. So vitality, strength, passion for life. You're going to start feeling that you are excited about life, about certain area of life, in certain area of your life, that you are feeling strong again. You're feeling like a child excited about certain area of your life. This is Leo. This is the passion and love that children, and affection and excitement about life that children feel, you know, how they get excited for the smallest thing, how everything for them is like a play, how everything to them is so grand. Well, this is how you're going to feel about certain area in your life. And actually, it can happen collectively for your whole life. At least it raises the vibration. And actually, speaking about raising the vibration, Angelique is doing exactly on after the new moon, when the moon becomes visible on the 3rd of August, very in-depth seminar and webinar online for $49, I think it was, for how to raise your vibration and how to develop your psychic abilities, raise your vibration, connect to higher vibrational uh, consciousness. It's going to be very interesting, a code method, psychological method, because we can only manifest through a higher vibration. When we're in lower vibration, manifestation does not happen, because manifestation happens when the vibration speeds. You know that in the invisible worlds, everything manifests on the second. When you're in the astral world, when you die, or mental world, you think of something, you feel something, it manifests because the vibration there is thousands times faster. But we can speed up manifestation for good things in our life if we raise our vibration. And first of all, this new moon is doing exactly that, is raising our vibration naturally, because the Leo sign that the new moon is happening in, it has one of the highest vibrations of all the signs here, because it's the sign of the sun, of course, and when we raise that vibration, we can trigger manifestation much faster in our life. And by the way, Leo is also the sign to co-create with God. Leo is the sign of where we create our kingdom. Leo is the king of the sign of the king, the lion. And whatever Leo is in our horoscope, and everyone has Leo somewhere in their horoscope, it's not just Leos if you're born a Leo. But this is where we're meant to co-create something unique, where we're meant to be original, where we're meant to initiate, where we're meant to be a king, to take our throne and to lead our life with power and vision and passion and excitement. So this will happen for us collectively in some area of our life, a new beginning that we feel passionate about, that we're excited about. And of course, if you want to speed up that manifesting vibration, you can take this seminar, this webinar online, live or recorded with Angelique, which is $49, then it becomes $69 as far as I remember. But this Leo new moon, first of all, we spoke about that, is about getting excited, getting passionate, about creating something new. And Leo is the sign of ideas. Actually, you think, oh, isn't it Gemini? No, Leo is the most creative sign, and every creation starts with an idea. Actually, one of the most creative people have strong Leo somehow in their horoscope. So for now, for all of us collectively in the world, it's getting this vibration of creativity is triggering. So new ideas you're gonna start picking up around the new moon, the day before, the day of, the day after, 2-3 days after. So the whole next week we're talking about that you're gonna feel creative inspiration with new ideas. Write them down. And thus this new moon in Leo is conjunct Venus. Let me share my screen with you very quickly so you can see your entire screen. And there you go. Come on. Entire screen. It's not happening. Mercury is still retrograde. Share. Okay. So here it is. I created a chart of what the soul of the new moon is going to look like. Basically the pivotal positions. So we have the sun and moon. When the sun and moon come together, it's a new moon, it's new creation. It's in Leo to manifest, to co-create, to create your kingdom, to implant a new idea and to manifest a new idea. And it's with Venus. It means we're going to get inspiration and new ideas in regards to something that we love, in regards to something that we really attract and appreciate, in regards to something that gives us personal pleasure and personal enjoyment of some sort. So whatever we create, whatever ideas come to us, whatever new beginning starts for us this new week, either as an inspiration or actual action, it will be something that is very close to our heart, because Venus rules everything that we really love, everything that we really enjoy, everything that makes us feel happy on some level. And on another level as well, we have two other planets participating in the new moon. It's Uranus, which is making a challenging aspect, the red line here, 90 degrees square to Venus, Sun, and Mercury, and Jupiter, which is making an easy, helpful aspect to the Sun, Venus, and Moon conjunction of the new moon in Leo. So both Uranus and Jupiter are planets connected to the future. Both of them bring totally new events. While Pluto and Saturn, they're usually events that they're like results of old actions. But this new moon is very future oriented. It's with Uranus. You know that Uranus brings totally new things. And because the aspect is difficult, they'll come to us shockingly. Those new inspirations and ideas, they'll come, almost they'll make us a bit uncomfortable. Or maybe because it's a square aspect. Square is like something challenges us, something pushes us, something from the environment or within us that we feel uncomfortable about, pushes us into action. And it comes very suddenly. It comes with such an impact because Uranus is this kind of a bam, it hits you and you can't, it's kind of you can't stop that. It's just overpowering sudden impulse that comes. And you need to start doing it. And it might be very uncomfortable, it might be a bit stressful, it might be surprising, it might be full of unexpected events, but you will start something so fast, and the events of this week will develop so fast. It will be bam, 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 one after another. It's not going to be just like, oh, high vibration and I'm excited. It's going to be the urgency. Square aspect in Uranus is urgency to act. And some of you might even have the urgency to act, to throw out the baby with the water, as they say, to do some radical changes that might upset others around you. Or the environment around you might be changing so fast that you're feeling kind of out of your depth and overwhelmed, and nervous tension can be around the air, because Uranus is the planet of the nerves. When it makes square aspects, definitely you will feel much more your vibration will be so higher that it's kind of stop and start, overly excited, like electric current, like so maybe some soothing activities can be helpful for this whole week for the new moon. But we also have a very protective trine from Jupiter. It's 7 degrees away from the new moon, but it's still very powerful because Jupiter orb is quite wide, and Jupiter is a very healing, soothing energy. And it's again planet connected to future, and Jupiter is in Sagittarius currently, and Sagittarius is the sign of the future, and Jupiter is the sign of divine wisdom as well. And so angelic wisdom. Uranus is divine wisdom, Jupiter is angelic wisdom, because they are levels of higher consciousness. Jupiter is the first level of higher consciousness. Uranus is the second level of higher consciousness, connected to Jupiter is connected to the angelic world, and Uranus to the divine world. There's like the next higher world after that. So you see a lot of wisdom is coming to us. One of them, through Uranus, the high wisdom is a bit disruptive. It can take us out of our comfort zone. It can make us feel nervous. It really speeds up the vibration. Both planets, Jupiter and Uranus, speed up vibration. They're high vibrational planets, not low vibrational planets. So this week is so fast. This week is so future oriented. Ideas are coming, ideas, inspirations, some of them shocking, some of them very from Uranus, some of them very, unconventional, some of them very inspired and easy. And even if they're quite unconventional and those actions that you want to take can be quite disruptive, can feel like they're disruptive to your normal routine and quite surprising. Jupiter makes sure that whatever new beginnings you start, they are manifested in a positive way. They get fulfilled, and that you have luck, that the universe opens doors for you at the right place at the right time. Basically, that the angelic realms are helping you. So the divine realm, God, is kind of jibing you with this Uranus. It's kind of giving you a shock of realization about something that you have to do that can feel uncomfortable, but it's God sends Jupiter, his angels, towards you, his helpers, with their wisdom to open the right doors and to open and to bring the right insights for you to be able to get it, to get smoothly there, to fulfill those new beginnings that the sun and moon in Leo want you to co-create. And by the way, yes, this new moon is in the sign of Leo, but it falls exactly, the new moon falls on 2 stars that are called Astelis, Australis, and Borealis or something, but they're called the donkeys. So there is the energy of those 2 stars behind that have like obstinacy, that have the will to persevere, and they're very willful. I'll do what I want, just like donkeys. They're so stubborn and willful sometimes, but they're willing to carry a very heavy burden. If you want to see me, they're willing to carry a very heavy burden like a donkey. So it's going to be this power, and the power of the lion, to the power and obstinacy and ability to carry heavy burden of the donkey stars behind this new moon. And you get like a very powerful donkey lion animal. I know it sounds weird, but combine those two images of those two entities, of those two animals, and you'll be willing to take on a heavy burden, and you have the perseverance of the donkey, but you might often you might notice that even people around you, you are being quite willful. And the Uranus aspect adds this willfulness. I want to do what I want and I don't care about others. But Venus gives a degree of cooperativeness there with the new moon. So, and Jupiter gives with the trine willingness to not to compromise so much. Venus gives the willingness to compromise, but Jupiter gives kind of benevolence, taking the highest stance, taking forgiveness as well, being willing to see from a higher perspective. So this kind of egoism that is connected both to Leo and to Uranus, this willfulness of Uranus, I'll do what I want, I don't care. It's tempered by both Venus and Jupiter participating in this new moon. So yes, there will be this restless impulse of Uranus. Now it's time, I have to do it. I can't postpone anymore. It's radical change, but you also won't be so extreme as to hurt others because of the benevolence and kindness and higher point of view of Jupiter and the compromising and kind nature of Venus as well. But also the donkey stars are known where the new moon is happening as stars. It's also in other cultures, they give the star the name of the gate of man. According to Western esoteric and Eastern esoteric tradition, that star there in the constellation of the crab, which is behind the new moon in Leo, is known as the portal or gate through which the souls of the newborn enter into Earth. And the opposite star in the constellation of the goat is the star through which the souls of the people dying leave the Earth aura. So basically there is a strong sense of, again, conception of new life, because it's known as the womb, as the gate of man, of new souls. And I think it might be some kind of a trigger as well. More intuitively I'm saying that, I'm not sure, but like a trigger of a specific type of souls that are coming now on Earth with this new moon, with this new eclipse. So if you're giving birth this month, I believe that you're welcoming a soul that is quite a new, because there is a new moon there that will have a very strong impetus into the evolution of humanity, like a new batch of souls. But there is a connection with the invisible world. It is a very occult star, this donkey star, also the star as the gate of man, where it comes on Earth. So again, there is new influx, and I believe, and this what the ancient says, when the star is triggered, the walls between the invisible world and the visible thin again. Of course, it's triggered by the two most powerful bodies for Earth, the sun and the moon, and Venus is there. So there is such a powerful activation of the connection with the invisible world with this new moon in Leo on the star of the gate of man, of the gate of the souls of man. So some of you might get insights like in dreams or intuition from the unborn souls of your children, or from the unborn souls of ancestors in the invisible world that are waiting to come from invisible realms anyway, from guardians and all of those. The star, because as I said, is a star that thins the walls between the two worlds. It's very occult. So we can work with the invisible worlds, receive messages and inspirations. Those messages and inspirations come to us through the sign of Leo. So it's about co-creating something. It's about getting strength, passion, vitality, infusing new source of life in certain area of your life, but that you feel inspired to. Leo is such an inspired sign. They feel they are ordained by God with a mission. So you might feel like a God ordains you with some mission almost, or your higher self, and that actually the invisible entities that we're talking about, the invisible souls that are still not born and waiting there, they are directing us because they have a mission through us to fulfill as well. So they're directing us towards our destiny, where we have to manifest something, the Leo sign, co-create something that will lead us to more joy in life. Leo is a very joyful, to more joy, to more power and more self-confidence as well. Wow, to create our kingdom, because on our kingdom, our ancestors that are coming, the souls of those waiting at the gate of man, are going to build their kingdoms. All right, channeling, thank you. So it is, you see, it's very powerful, it's very interesting, and it's very occult. And again, what Angelic is doing on the 3rd of August, when the moon becomes visible and when this new moon gets into full speed and power, is she's going to raise your vibration. By the way, Uranus and Jupiter are also raising it, to start manifesting and co-creating that kingdom, and how to connect with the invisible worlds. That's why we chose that date, because it corresponds. We waited for a few months to, so this webinar, this workshop that she's doing, can align with the vibrations of the new moon and the cosmic vibrations. So, you know, a resonance happens, then you can really connect the gate to inspiration, to the invisible worlds, and connection with those above that are in the invisible worlds. Anyway, let's see what it's going to, how it's, oh, by the way, who is going to get affected the most? Here is how to see that. I'm going to share my screen again. Go to the birth chart calculator. I guess by now most of you know it. It's a free chart calculator. It's at astrolada.com. Here, when you go to astrolada.com, you just have to log in or create or register in here on the top. You know, you see where to do that, and then do your profile. I already have created mine, and for others, and just open. Usually chose just for 1 week for free. You can buy for a month or 2 months or a year, whatever. So who is going to get affected the most by everything that I talked about this new moon? It will be people who next week, consider from around 28th to around the 4th to around the 3rd, 28th of July to around the 4th of August, if they're having any sun aspect transit, and the sun aspect transits are indicated in yellow. So if you see a yellow transit that is happening, you see this person that I've entered, who is a fake name, has sun transit. Sun is going to conjunct the natal Mars, going to square the moon, and actually you're going to feel it the most, especially if it's a conjunction or opposition. The square as well, a bit more disruptively, but if it's a conjunction, if you see yellow aspect with conjunction or opposition, the opposition is indicated by this sign here, the conjunction by this. If you see a sun aspect by the trine or sextile, it's again this eclipse, this new moon is going to affect you, but in a very gentle way, without shaking you too much. And also, if you see any transit of Venus, because Venus is part of this configuration happening during those few days, you see this person also has transits from Venus. The Venus transits are in pink. So transiting Venus is transiting the natal Mercury, so it's triggering. So basically this new moon containing the sun, Venus, and the moon is going to trigger their Mars, is going to trigger their Mercury, is going to trigger them again their Mercury. Here it shows, because they're, you know, so you see this person gets triggered by this new moon very powerfully. So they should pay attention, they should watch. If you see that your chart gets triggered by a sun or a Venus aspect transit, or by a Uranus transit, because Uranus is part of this configuration. You see, the Uranus transits are in kind of bluish, kind of purplish here it shows. But they're going to feel, and this person is having also Uranus transit. It's a gentle aspect, but it means this whole configuration of the new moon is going to trigger their Saturn in an easy way. So pay attention to everything that I said at the introduction. If you have Sun, Venus, or Uranus transit happening in the next week, it's going to be very potent for you. And of course, you can read what specifically it means for you here. And very soon, I'm adding the Sun, the new moons and eclipses soon into the transit calendar. But you can also read what each transit means for you personally. But to tie it in with my video, just, you know, you need to see an activation of your personal charts, basically. And that's how you see the Sun, Venus, or Uranus transit. So now let's go through the 12 signs. Aries. Aries, for you, this first, of course, Mercury is going direct, which means it's in your 4th house. So if there was some complications in your personal life with property delays, anything connected to place of living, with parents, in your personal family, any crisis, they start moving ahead, or any documents, you know, or any delays, they start moving ahead and improving. This is the good thing. Or with vehicles as well. Funny enough, I, as an Aries, been trying to buy a vehicle for the last 1 month and no luck, and always some delays and something. And now on the 1st of August, we're finally going to be able to buy a vehicle, because fourth house, Mercury goes direct, also rules vehicles. On another level, how is the new moon affecting you, Aries? As we talked at the intro, this is a new moon of inspiration and falls in your 5th house. Ideas are going to shower you in the next few days, in the next week. And they're going to come with sudden force, Uranus. They're going to come shocking you, like downloads. Uranus and Jupiter are part of this new moon. Divine and angelic wisdom is coming to you. You're going to see signs. You're going to see, and it's future-oriented. It's very future-oriented. The ideas that come will be something you've never thought about, will be something quite surprising, will be something that uplifts you, that gives you, restarts the button of your passion and excitement in life, of your confidence, and it can bring new ideas and new, very fast developments in regards to your children as well. 5th house rules children, or pregnancies, or anything to do with children, anything to do with romantic love life. They can be sudden development, like a restart of your love life, like a refreshing your love life with a lot of new events, very exciting. Uranus might be a bit disruptive as well, because it's Uranus. But also Uranus is making square for your 2nd house, if you're Aries rising sun and moon, to those planets in the 5th. There can be some sudden expenses connected to having fun, 5th house, connected to some new creative project that comes, some new creative idea that comes to you, inspirational idea. These things are coming, but you might have to spend for something, or there might be some disruptions because of practical and material considerations that you have to overcome and motivate yourself to act on. There can be some expanding on lovers or on romantic matters, on having fun. 5th house is to have fun or to have romantic time, or maybe some very drastic things and decisions that you take in regards to your love life, how to refresh it. And there can be some spendings in regards to creative projects, children, you can spend on children or on lovers or on such kind of things. All right. But the inspiration is in you. You feel more like fun. You feel like more after this new moon, like how to enjoy yourself. You can take up some new hobbies, and they can come with such speed and excitement that you're like, wow, and it's again divine, and it's pushing you to act, though. The Uranus square is pushing you not just to like, I think I'm really going to enjoy playing tennis or whatever. No, it's pushing you to go act and do it. There is urgency that you can't escape. If you're Taurus, Mercury is becoming direct in your 3rd house on the 1st of August. So you're going to see there are some complications with papers, with documents, with communications, with agreements, with working on some commercial business, on some project with groups of people, with a small group of people, working with the team or with the associates. These complications start straightening out. And if you're working on something with a group of people on some commercial business project, which is the 3rd house, or marketing or media project, or speaking or writing project, and you've been editing until now while Mercury is retrograde, when it turns direct, you're going to start seeing the results of those actions. And any plans that were going wrong will straighten out. Any traveling plans, any business plans, they'll start like happening according to expectations, and they'll give their results as well. On another level, there is a full new moon in your 4th house, Taurus. So this new moon will be fantastic to restart your passion and your excitement and your determination, because they're on the star of the donkey. This new moon is on the star of the donkey. Determination, willful determination in regards to your personal and home life. So there can be some, and also sudden new beginnings connected to your family, connected to some surprises that come to you from your family. But it's something that you're going to like, because Venus is there. Maybe like a sudden desire to change place of living, or new beginning to renovate something in your home, to change something in your living environment, to move somewhere, or maybe some new surprising developments that come from your family, from your parents, that some changes happening in the life of your mother or something like that, but there is definitely, this becomes to renew, to bring something new. Uranus and Jupiter, that are part of this new moon, both want to bring new vibrations, to speed up the vibration of manifestation in your personal life, in your life connected to property, to home, to vehicles. So new beginnings are happening there, and this whole month actually, it's under the influence of this new moon. So embrace them, because even though they might come very fast, a bit stressful, stress you out because of Uranus, Jupiter is making a trine, so the final result will be very positive. So embrace those, and the universe will help you again go in that direction. And it's kind of okay. So if you and by the way, if you want to help with raising the vibration, Angelique is doing how to raise your vibration seminar for 4 or 5 hours with the code and psychological means. It's $20 off if you get it till the 3rd of August. All right. If you are Gemini, Mercury is going direct in your 2nd house. So from this week, from the 1st of August especially, you're going to start seeing improvements and stabilization of your financial situation. If you are also working on something, hoping for it to bring more financial security or material security, now you'll see the results of those efforts that you've put. If there were some delays with money or with resources or possessions or assets or valuables of some sort, they'll start straightening out and improving. So for improvement and stabilization of material financial situation. Then there is a new moon, in your 3rd house. And remember what we spoke at the beginning, it's a very inspirational, full of passion and excitement new moon. This new moon in Leo wants to excite you again about life, to bring a force of power and force and passion into your life. And it's happening through the 3rd house. So some important piece of information can appear that excites you about life, that triggers you. And this whole month will be quite hectic and quite busy for you, Gemini. And actually, you like your 3rd house being activated with this new moon because you're naturally 3rd house person. Gemini is the 3rd sign. The 3rd house is being activated for you. So you're going to feel on fire. You're going to feel like you're rediscovering your passion for communication, for connecting with others, for making connections. You can create some new connections that lead to commissions, to Gemini, when your 3rd house gets connected, it's a house of business, of connecting with others, making commission of business administration. So also business, commercial activities of any sort. They can be a restart and inspiration in that direction to create new ones, to create new associates as well. And it comes very fast, bam, 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 Uranus and there are new people that appear in your life, because Uranus and Jupiter that are activating their planets of the future that we talked about. And to be honest, you are taking and because your planet, Mercury, is going direct, it's almost like in the 2nd house, the motivation will be more financial, for more financial security. You're going to start acting, moving forward towards your goals. And that leads to more communications, to more new interests. 3rd house, where the new moon is happening, is new interests that you are passionate about, that inspire your love for life, your excitement about life. Maybe a new hobby can appear as well. 3rd house is connected to our interests, to our skills. You can start developing, you can get a passion to learn something new, to do something new as well. And it comes with urgency because of the Uranus square aspect, and it can bring some expenses as well. Even though your financial situation is stabilizing, there can be some expenses because of those new interests, those new connections that you're making now, those new business projects that you're starting. And there is a guarantee that those new things that you start now, yes, they might be a bit, they can come with a bit of forcefulness, Uranus, and a bit of a shock and surprise and destabilize your everyday plans and routines, or even a new journey or trip that can happen. But at the same time, there is a guarantee that the results of these new things, 3rd house new things that you start, will be positive, because the next aspect the new moon makes is a trine to Jupiter. So Jupiter makes here everything concludes in a positive way for you, especially again through the help of someone else. Jupiter is in the 7th house in regards to, again, business and popularity and reaching more people, or signing a contract of some sort. It's all positive in that direction. If you are Cancer, Mercury is turning direct in your sign on the 1st of August. So gradually through this week, you're going to feel that if there was some complicated issues connected to communication, with information, with traveling, with planning, with business, with writing, with speaking, with media, with marketing, or with people in your life, whether Mercury can indicate with friends, with any people in our daily life environment, colleagues, relatives, that those problems are starting to disappear, are starting to straighten out, are starting to be removed from us, or to give, or if you've worked with your skills, which is Mercury, on something, while Mercury was retrograde, you had, for example, to mobilize all your communicative intelligence skills or information skill or whatever, any skills that you've learned, you have to edit and fix something and redo it. Well, now you're going to see the results of that. When Mercury moves direct, and things are going to start happening more according to your expectations. Then there is the new moon this week, and the whole month is under the influence of the new moon in your second house. So there is a restart to your financial situation, but especially your passion that you feel about your possessions, your and of course, this is most important if your ascendant is in Cancer, less so Sun and Moon, but still you listen to this. So there is a restart of your passion towards basically finances and the possibility to start manifesting new material and financial opportunities. And as I said, this new moon aligns with the star that is a door to the invisible world, to the ancestors or those that are waiting to get reborn. So even your unborn children or your generation that comes behind you, that was relying on your achievements in order for them to build their kingdom on top of you, they can bring you and they can inspire you ideas in some way, either in your dream or just in your subconscious, that they come to your surface, ideas that to strengthen your material financial situation, so that it can take you on the right path of feeling materially comfortable and stable and secure. And of course, Leo is a sign of confidence. For all Cancers, confidence is very strongly tied to their material security, because Leo is their second house. So now the ancestors from those constellations behind the new moon are bringing you an impulse of inspiration, an impulse of new ideas and opportunities that are going to connect you to your material security, on top of which they can build their future lives after that and their own kingdom. So you're creating a new financial kingdom now, a new material security kingdom, and also self-worth. Second house is self-worth as well. So, and it's going to be something that you enjoy as well, because it's Venus, and it can come with force and power, and there might be even some expenses, because Uranus is making square to your second house, to this new moon from the 11th. It might be some expenses because you're connecting with new exciting people, Uranus in the 11th house, that are giving you new ideas as well, that actually those exciting people can make you feel a bit restless, or they can challenge you. They can challenge your old ways of how you feel about your self-worth and how you deal with resources and finances. And they can bring a new idea that feels that can shake you up a little bit, that can make you feel uncomfortable, but that's needed. And whatever new financial endeavors you start now, Cancer, even if they initially might shake you up a bit, they can make you uncomfortable and take you out of a comfort zone because of the Uranus influence. And they can feel a bit disruptive. They're guaranteed a positive outcome later on, because the next aspect the new moon does is a helpful aspect to Jupiter in your sixth house of work, basically, in your sixth house of fulfilling responsibility as well. So go for those. Whatever ideas come, go for them. Just don't be too reckless because of the Uranus energy, And if you want to speed up the vibration of manifestation that this powerful new moon in Leo is promising, Angelique is doing a webinar on the 3rd of August, which is about how to speed our vibration, because we can only manifest fast when our vibration is high. And now the new moon speeds up the vibration for manifestation, because it's in Leo, the sign of manifestation. Uranus and Jupiter added also speed up vibration. They're planets that increase vibration. That's why we have aligned the course exactly at that date, on the 3rd of August, when the vibrations are so high, so we can create a resonance, a wave of manifestation. And how to connect to the invisible world as well, because remember that star where the new moon is on the invisible, is on the star of connecting to ancestors and higher forces above, the portal to the invisible world. Okay, if you're Leo, wow, this new moon affects you the most. Please, if you're Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, go back to the start and watch the whole intro, because everything I speak about in the whole intro is valid for you. So I speak the most about Leo. So the first 30 minutes that I spoke about you. Everything that I said about you, this was your prediction. But for you as a whole is a restart of your whole, energetic program for the next year, whether it's your rising sun, moon, or ascendant. New beginnings are coming for you. Start them from the 2nd of August when the moon becomes visible. And you are a powerhouse of manifestation this month. My God, Leo, the whole universe is conspiring to allow you to start something new and to allow you to get your strength back and to get your mojo back and passion for life. You discover something new. You receive inspiration from above because the new moon is on the star that's connected to the souls that are not still incarnated, that are coming, the gates of the soul that come to earth, from your future ancestors, from your future, what is that? Not called ancestors, your future offspring. You're going to receive, or people that your life is connected in the future with, that are still not here. You're going to receive inspirations how to restart your whole life. They might come as your own ideas, or they might come as I think it's more like from inside. They come from inside you, but they're given to us. You're given to you from above. So this new moon, I mean, like, it's probably the most important month for you, Leos. You'll notice, bam, 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 things will start happening so fast after this new moon, because this new moon is, as I said, activated by Uranus and Jupiter. They're both high vibrational planets. Leo is a high vibrational planet, so you'll be like, it's gonna be like on the roller coaster, yeah. But because Uranus is making hard aspect, you can feel like you are spun out and shaken, and so things happen so fast, so suddenly. Those new ideas that they come, and they might be connected to career for you, because Uranus is making the square from your 10th house towards your social status. Big sudden changes that are happening there. But the final outcome is extremely positive, because Jupiter is making the final aspect to the new moon in Leo. Jupiter guarantees a support from the angelic realms. Jupiter is symbolic to the wisdom of angels and the support and blessings that we receive to be at the right place at the right time, to get the right opportunities. So you're first shaken out of your comfort zone by Uranus, as I said, especially in regards to your career, social status, and with new developments there, but it affects you personally. And then you take some actions, because this new moon is in your first house. You take the actions that guarantee that are guaranteed to bring more prosperity in life. Jupiter, that are guaranteed to bring more inspiration and passion. And Jupiter is in your 5th house, in the house of Leo, as trining the new moon in Leo. I mean, it's probably, yes, stressful because of Uranus, but the most exciting and with positive results month for you, of new beginnings that you start after the 2nd, and new inspirations as well. And possibly even your children or some creative ideas will help you. Jupiter from the 5th, or loved person will help you, but it shakes you up to move you out of lethargy and to put you into action mode. But listen the first whole intro, because it is for you. All right. So, and you're center of attention. You're kind of, wherever you go this month, you just attract the spotlight on you. So, all right. If you're Virgo, this new moon, Mercury is turning direct, and Mercury is your planet. So this week, Mercury turning direct in your 11th house guarantees that you start feeling more like yourself, even if your Mercury is naturally retrograde in the chart. But you're going to start feeling more yourself. You're going to start feeling like you can progress forward, that you've dealt with some past issues and now you can leave them behind, see the results of things that you were fixing, editing, correcting, that were regurgitating things from the past. Now you can move onwards. And if there was some complicated situation connected with friendships, with the social environment, with a goal that you were working on, with something, with some gains, because 11th house rules gains, and it's one of the houses of material, one of the houses of goals and results. Well, now you're going to be able to move forward, see the results, maybe see the payback for your efforts, or if there were complicated situations, they get resolved and you start feeling like, okay, I can progress ahead. And by the way, slowly from this week, your planet is starting to become visible, Virgo. So you're going to start, especially the week after that, you're going to start being able to manifest tangibly in the world. All right. So if you are Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, also there is a new moon in your 12th house. It's a very psychic new moon. Actually, it's going to bring you an excitement about life and passion again. If, for example, you go to a foreign country or faraway places, 12th house is a house of foreign places. So it's fantastic time for you this month, Virgos, to maybe travel somewhere far away. If you can't afford it, to explore a foreign place, because a new inspiration is coming from a faraway place. So you either travel somewhere, because Leo is a creative sign. The new moon is there. It's in your 12th house, faraway place, new inspiration, and that restarts your passion for life, that restarts your strength and power, that restarts your confidence, which is all what Leo is coming either from a faraway place or from a person that is from a faraway place. So pay attention to such people, a foreigner of some sort, or a spiritual person or spiritual teacher, 12th house rules, those that are almost like distant from us on another level, on another spiritual level, on another, that they live on another planet or something, in a very different world level than us. So it will come from a spiritual teacher, or from you might be reading a spiritual book, you might be doing something behind the scenes. The 12th house is also when you go to rest, so, or when you do some spiritual activity. So through meditation, some powerful impulse can come as an inspiration for you this month, or through being quiet, or being in nature, or being isolated or alone. So if you can't go to a faraway place, and if you're not going, which the new moon can give you, by the way, by the end of August, for you to travel somewhere, it will give you plenty of opportunity to have time on your own, to kind of go introspective and meditative, and to connect with your higher self. Then don't forget what I spoke at the beginning, that this new moon is aligned with the star, which is called the gate of man, where the souls of newborn babies and children enter the earth through. So it's meaning that you can receive from your offspring, unborn offspring, or people that you're going to have in the future, that are still unborn, that are important for you in your life. Usually it's your offspring somehow, that they're giving you the answers, from the invisible realm. They're giving you insight in this 12 houses, again connected to the invisible realm, that are going to inspire you, that are going to restart you. But I tell you, this restart comes to you from September, from the end of August. Now you're going to get the inspiration, almost like intuitively downloading them from this 12 house. You might dream about them. You might hear it from a psychic, 12 houses, from a spiritual consultation, from an astrologer, 12 houses, all those people there, that they're going. And if you want to have a reading with a psychic or someone like that, now is the time. I'm not telling you have them with me or with my readers, but now is the time when you're going to get the most amazing download from the invisible realms with this new moon there. And they're going to give you instructions, or you're going to receive it in your sleep, or in your imagination, or in your intuition, instructions in regards to how to build your kingdom, because it's in Leo. That will lead you to have your power, to have confidence, that will lead you to create your kingdom and to manifest in the world, because Leo is a sign of manifestation. So spiritual activities, traveling abroad, my God, getting an inspiration, studying, researching something in depth. This is fantastic on this new moon for you. Very spiritual, very insightful. And if you want to raise your vibration even higher, in order to, and by the way, it might come quite shocking, because Uranus is making a square as well from your 9th house there. So Uranus from the 9th house, sudden insights, sudden downloads. That might be a new belief system that comes to you, that can shake up your foundations, and that opens your eyes to what you have to let go of, because the new moon is in the 12th house, what is no longer necessary and what you need to. And it's kind of like you're speaking to God this month somehow. So it's the 12th house and the 9th house that is being activated, and they're both connection to invisible worlds, and they're connected to Uranus in the 9th house, sudden flashes of inspiration in regards to your path of the future. Maybe even a teacher can come now, an inspirational figure. You can watch someone online or whatever that gives you a flash of inspiration that actually clashes with your comfort zone, because Uranus making square to those planets in the 12th house, and makes you realize what you have to leave behind and what is unnecessary, and gives you a flash of inspiration in regards to what will help you create your new kingdom. And if you want to raise your vibration, we're doing exactly a seminar. Angelique is doing it. It's 30% off till the 3rd of August, how to raise your vibration, because it's such a manifesting period on this new moon in Leo, because we can only manifest when we have our vibration raised higher. So she'll teach us with occult and spiritual methods and esoteric and psychological methods, how to naturally raise your vibrations without using substances, and how to align with the invisible worlds. If anyone benefits the most from this seminar that she's doing, webinar, it's going to be you, because you're so aligned with this new moon in the 12th house, connection to invisible worlds. All right, if you're Libra, the Mercury is turning direct in your 10th house. So you're going to see from this week if there were some complications in regards to your career with authority figures or institutions, or some delays, they're going to get straightened out, they'll be resolved. Or with authority figures like a father or a boss, there are some complications. So if you are in regards to your career under re-examining your career and direction, now you're going to start having clarity, and you're going to start taking action in regards to what is the next step in regards to your career. Or if there was some complication in regards to, or 10th house is connected to you working on some projects that can raise your or improve, or if there was something that you had to fix in regards to your image or career connected to your worldly responsibilities, to redo it, now you can start seeing the results of that, and the hard work is starting to finish, and you're starting to see the manifestation of that hard work. Or if you are basically preparing for a job or something, getting interviews, maybe now when Mercury moves direct, you can start seeing the results of that and get a job or promotion of some sort if you've done the necessary hard work before. And there is a new moon happening in Leo in your 11th house. So you're going to feel a wave of excitement and new passion and new love of life almost, because Leo is the sign of life, of being passionate to take over and to start ruling your kingdom. But it's coming through your friends or through someone you meet. Maybe you might need new friends or new acquaintances, Libras, that are giving you this ambition, this new passion to build your kingdom. Some inspirational friend or acquaintance or something, you know. Or also, if there'll be an opportunity to participate in large group gatherings of some sort, to be invited somewhere. It's the whole month actually active, this new month. Some gathering that is with like-minded people, or people that restart that fire for you and that ambition, because the 11th house is also a very ambitious house. It's the house of social economic gains. So you can meet someone that takes you and helps you achieve some kind of a social economic gain in the future, connect you to the right people, or give you the connections and the network to achieve some financial or material goal of yours. So you can feel this inspiration to start acting to create your kingdom in regards to gains and material, because the 11th house is gains and recognition from others as well. You can have a restart through new friendships, through new relationships. You can start some inspiration, and it can be quite shocking. It can come to you quite unexpectedly as well, because of Uranus influence. It can push you out of your comfort zone in regards to your goals, this 11th house, you know. And there can be even some disruptions in your friendships and social environment, wanting you to change it fully, you know, but excitement again with it. And the final result is quite positive, because the final aspect that this new moon is making is with Jupiter, trying to Jupiter. So those new connections lead to more business success. Jupiter is in the 3rd house, to more learning new skills, to expanding your thinking as well, to connections that are more successful and positive for you, that lead and that help you fulfill some long-term goal or dreams of yours. But very social time starts for you, with an interesting, powerful person appearing, very likely. And there is quite an influence. It might be male, but Venus is also there. It can be strong female influence. All right. If you're Scorpio, Mercury is turning direct in your 9th house. So this week, if there were some delays or complications with exams, with higher education, with teaching, with lecturing, with traveling, with documents connected to foreign countries, visas or whatever, these get straightened out. If there were some delays or complications, you know, or you had to work hard or study hard for some exam, or to revise some high knowledge material, or if there were some complications with mentors and teachers, or maybe you are revising your belief systems now, all of this, and questioning your old belief systems, or maybe some delays with travel in foreign countries, so import, export, if you're in a company, or if you work in a company where you're teaching or importing, exporting, or a company where you're working with travel, you know, foreigners, any such extra efforts that you have to do on Mercury is retrograde are now going to start giving results and getting resolved, and you can see the rewards now, or they start becoming according to expectations. All right, but at the same time, there is a new moon in your 10th house. Wow, powerful restart in regards to your career. And this is very empowering. It's going to bring your passion for life again. Because for you, Leo is in the 10th house. You as a Scorpio, your passion for life comes when you have public power, when you have respect in the eyes of others, when you have control. The 10th house is to have control and to take executive decision, to be on top. That's why Leo is such a powerful sign. Scorpio is such a powerful sign, because your 10th house of career, public responsibility, reputation is in Leo, the sign of strength and power. So for you, your passion for life, excitement for life, your joie de vivre, the enjoyment from life comes when you find yourself empowered in the public image, when you find yourself full of new ideas connected to your career, to your social status. And this is coming for you now, Leo. You're going to feel like restart of your career, a new career opportunity will appear. For some of you, might be a new job that appears within the next 1 month. For some of you, might be a new, and you're going to like it because Venus is there. And it's going to come quite shockingly and fast. And the provocation towards that might be a relationship or a contract that suddenly breaks down, because Uranus is making a square to a 10th house from the 7th. So suddenly maybe a client kind of takes you out of your comfort zone and almost forces you to generate those new ideas in regards to your career and your public and social reputation, or maybe your partner. Some sudden change happens with your partner, with a relationship, with a business contract, with an agreement, with a client. It's like almost like someone else triggers this new moon, and it can make you feel uncomfortable out of your comfort zone, but it speeds up that process of new beginnings in regards to your career and social image, and in regards to those new ideas that they're going. And you're going to feel on fire. You're going to feel like electricity and currency are running from you, and others might be stressing you because of this Uranus thing, but they're the activating force that is pushing the faster manifestations of those new beginnings in regards to your career and reputation, and the final result is quite positive, because the new moon in Venus, Mercury, with the Venus, Sun, and Moon, is trining Jupiter in your 2nd house. So it leads to some support that comes to you. You're helped with your material goals, or it leads to more resources or finances, because Jupiter is in your 2nd house somehow down the line. And some important authority figure can appear in your life, some person with power, because it's the 10th house, this new moon in Leo. That can also be a trigger for those new beginnings for you. It can be just, if you're the boss, it can be new ideas that kind of shower you, new ideas, new structures, new business, or to restructure or change somehow your public image and reputation and career and business. So, but if you want to speed up the vibration of this manifestation, Angelique is doing exactly on the day when the vibrations are highest, when the moon becomes visible, on the 3rd of August, how to increase your vibration seminar with a webinar online, with occult methods, with spiritual methods, with psychological methods. She's an amazing therapist. All of her webinars, they get like 100 to 200 people and never refunds, basically. So she's going to teach you how to raise your vibration. So even when we're not, we don't have this powerful powerhouse of manifesting planets, like currently vibrationally raising Uranus and Jupiter about the future. They raise the vibration, and she's doing it exactly when the vibration is so high, so we can tap into that, so you can feel the energy and you can reproduce it at any period in your life. How to do it, because manifestation happens only when the vibration, positive manifestation happens, and past manifestation happens only when the vibration is high. All right, if you're Sagittarius, this Mercury is turning direct in your 8th house. So if there was some financial complications, especially connected to resources or money that we're expecting from another, or something connected with insurance or inheritance, or mutual resources from a business or client's resources. So some kind of a financial situation, it was complicated, or if it required some reworking, reorganizing of your finances. Now you're going to start it's gonna start improving. The complicated part of it is gonna start ending. It's gonna start happening according to expectations. It's gonna start moving forward if there was some delay there, and it's going to start bringing you results if you're working for some increased or improved financial situation mutually with another, or with investment with a person. So that's gonna get resolved now gradually from this week. For more in depth, check out my August video that I speak about Sagittarius, to see Mercury going retrograde, what it will bring. But the next big thing we're talking about is the new moon in Leo in your 9th house. And 9th house is so inspirational. Leo is so inspirational. You, together with Leo and Aries, Sagittarius, are going to have the highest vibration, not only this week, but the whole month almost, till the 20th or something, till the next new moon, because this new moon sets the vibration for the whole month. You're going to feel like you've entered yourself in an electrical current of inspiration, but you're going to feel like ideas are coming. 9th house is the higher house of consciousness that connects us to wisdom, to see the bigger picture. And you already, as Sagittarius, you're naturally inclined to see the bigger picture, but oh boy, are you gonna see it not from the top of the world, you're gonna see it from Sirius, the bigger picture. You're gonna be pulled out of the galaxy basically to see the big picture. And this is gonna bring so much inspiration. You're gonna connect the dots and see this new moon is going to kind of restart this divine inspiration for you to see the dots, to connect them, and to make your plan for the future. And you're going to feel inspired. You're going to find almost like a new goal. You're this archer, Sagittarius, and you can only live when you have something to look forward to, a new goal to inspire you. It might be 50 years from now, or it might be a month from now, but as long as it's something long-term goal that you're walking towards and pinpoint your arrow towards, you wake up out of bed and you're happy. And this is what this new moon will bring. And it's something that you're going to feel passionate about, excited to live life about. Again, this new inspiration. It might be a new teaching and learning that you get inspired about. Because 9th house is belief systems, new world look. You might find a new teacher. You might take a course, 9th house rules courses, inspirational courses, coaching courses, where you're taught how to live better, where you're taught how to see the bigger picture, where you're taught how to raise your vibration, or just where you're taught the bigger, there might be coaching, or it might be astrology, or it might be anything that expands your consciousness. You're going to find some new belief system, or new course, or new teacher that is going to blow your mind away and rekindle this passion for life and for the future, and this optimism. So your vibration raises so much this month that by the end of the month, you're going to manifest something powerful in regards to your reputation when the planets move into into your 10th house. But now it's like this gathering of impetus, of energy that is happening, and opportunities for travel can appear, opportunities for studies, and they're gonna happen so fast, so quickly, that you're gonna be like, whoa, because Uranus is involved. It might put you out of your comfort zone, the truths that you find out now, but you are going to undertake new beginnings, because Jupiter is making the final try to this new moon. So these new inspirations that you get now, these new ideas for yourself that you get now, and it can happen through traveling. If you can travel, do that. Some surprises will happen there, but if you can take some new course, do it. Some opportunities for studying, for teaching can appear for some of you that are thus inclined. And just things start moving forward with more optimism. You're starting to see the picture clearly and understanding what exactly it is you want, because the 9th house that's being triggered for you, Sagittarius, is a Dharma house. Dharma house means the future, and what it is that is going to lead you on the right path, what it is that's going to give you true happiness, what it is that it is for you. The Dharma is who you're supposed to become. So you're going to get a glimpse into who you're supposed to become, the ideas that it is, and you're going to do it. And ultimately, you're going to integrate it powerfully into your life, because Jupiter in the 1st house, in your sign, Sagittarius, makes the final trine to this. So amazing, all right, and if you want this raising of vibration to be sped up, Angelique is doing a webinar of a few hours, how to raise your vibration. It's 30% off till the 3rd of August. On the 2nd and 3rd of August, the vibrations are so powerful. That's why when we're doing it then, because manifestation, she teaches you how to raise your vibration basically at any time of your life, at any minute, when you don't have the support of those planets currently that we're going to have now. And she's going to teach you how to do it, and she's going to tap exactly at the moment we're doing it when the vibration is super powerful this week. So we can ride the wave, so we can do a resonance of interference of high vibrations one over the other exactly when the time is happening. All right, so a lot of inspirations are coming to you. Even the ancestors or the unborn offspring is talking to you with ideas because of the alignment of the new moon Sagittarius for the new moon in Leo, which is with the star of the portal of the unborn souls that enter Earth. All right, if you're Capricorn, this new moon is happening if you're Capricorn, let's first speak that there is Mercury turning direct in your 7th house. So if there was complications in relationships, if you are re-examining a relationship, re-evaluating a relationship with someone, whether it's a business or personal relationship, the complications can final escalation, and they complete, and you come to a conclusion or resolution or agreement that is more fair to both sides. So they can be, if there was a delay with an agreement or contract, now finally things can start moving forward. You adjusted the agreement, you made it better, hopefully. Or maybe it's just like if you had to break up yourself from someone, you're coming at the peace now, you're accepting it and starting to move forward. All right, so if also there is some delays with business, with exchange with another person, or if there were some delays or some extra efforts was required from your partner, that they were working on some project that requires a lot of their skills and there were certain delays, they start getting straightened and they start moving forward with more ease and seeing the results of their actions. I'm talking about your partners. All right, then we have a new moon. You, Taurus, Scorpio, Capricorn, have a new moon in your 8th house. So there is a restart happening there in your financial situation. There is a restart, especially in the financial situation connected to your partners. It's almost like there can appear a new opportunity for your marriage partner or for your business partner. They come with a new idea. They come with new resources that can be mutually beneficial for both. And it can feel a little bit, it can shake you up a little bit. It can feel like too sudden, for example, some sudden changes that are happening in the mutual resources of you and your marriage partner or business partner or clients. But also it can mean that you find new clients now that bring in new income, mutual income, or there can be some sudden shift in your investments, and if you've made investments with someone, that can very fast, those developments starts happening. Or if you're trying to there can be some inheritance that appears for some of you suddenly, or some money connected to insurances, money connected to other people that they have to pay you, or you have to pay them. Very fast development. So say you're expecting money from a court case or from a partner of some sort or from a client, there is a restart there. So there is very fast happening developments that come this month to bring this to manifestation, basically. And another thing is that you can suddenly start having a lot of ideas that are connected to you using other people's resources, or you collaborating with another person or with other people's resources somehow, that bring manifestation to it, that helps you build your kingdom, so to speak. And it's almost like the building of a kingdom for you, Capricorn, because Leo is in your 8th house, and the ability to feel passion is connected somehow always to the resources of others. It's like this gives you to even if it's not like official, it might be in a private way that you have access to resources of other, psychological, emotional, spiritual, or material, but somehow your passion, and which is Leo, your confidence comes when you have this hidden support there, even though you always try to be strong and do things independently, but somehow new support will come from hidden sources for you, and maybe some income can come from another place as well. New ideas connected as well, and new ideas connect. And also the eighth house is the house of the invisible worlds, of the departed, of the spiritual worlds as well, of the occult, of astrology, of psychology. You can have some powerful insights that come to you through an astrologer, an occultist, a psychology if you're working with psychology, or just self-realization that helps you through some transformation. Powerful healing restart this new moon is doing in your subconscious, and almost it can shake you off from some trauma, or some that you're hanging on to something, and help you cross over the bridge of some painful state of consciousness, for example, and overcome some crisis as well. It's from, for some of you, it can indicate that you're starting a new psychological, for example, starting to do family constellations, or some psychology, digging deep into their astrology, or digging deep into to understand their motives, their past. Some psychological, deep psychological work that can be happening there, and that you have sudden breakthrough and you feel empowered through, because it's in Leo, and the unborn souls of your ancestors, no, of your offspring, are helping you, because this new moon is falling on that star that is a gate towards of the unborn children to come on earth. The souls of the unborn pass through that star that the new moon is happening on, in the constellation of the Crab. And somehow the souls of those unborn offspring of yours, that is connected with your future incarnations as well, or it's going to channel and help you overcome some crisis and have some breakthrough. This is the eighth house, some psychological deep realization and cleansing of a psychological burden or trauma, and some support will come to you from this invisible world. So connect with them, or some kind of a washing away of this muck there. So openness, it can feel very intense. It can feel like you're shaken up. There's deep healing energy that's happening for you, and that can bring back your joyful life. And again, on a more material level, it can, for example, you can get like a new contract with clients that brings you more financial opportunities, for example. All right. And if you want to raise that manifesting ability to cleanse and to restart your psychological and ability to connect on a deeper intimacy, again, the eighth house as it to restart your sexual, it can indicate a restart this new moon for your Capricorn on a new sexual intimacy, new sexually important relationship on an intimate level, that has almost like a healing effect on you. It's not just casual sexual relationships. There is a restart of your intimate life, or either with a new person or with same partner, but like there is a revival of this deep intimacy. And if you want to speed up this manifesting power to manifest through other people, resources, finances, as we talked about, to cleanse the traumas, the eighth house, Angelique is doing on the 3rd of August a how to raise your vibration webinar, and how to connect to the invisible worlds to raise your vibration. And because the vibration this week is so powerful with this new moon, we're gonna catch the wave and ride it, basically. That's why we're always doing those manifesting webinars with Angelique when is the right astrological time. Because when you go sunbathing in the winter, you're not gonna catch much of a suntan, but if you go in the middle of August, bam. All right, so if you're Aquarius, there is a Mercury is turning direct in our 6th house. So any kind of, we most likely took a decision to change our health or our routines in some way in the past month, because some things got complicated, or maybe we saw some negative effects in our health. Well, now things are going to start getting easier. In the efforts that we made to change our health and routines, it's going to be more easy to integrate them when Mercury starts moving direct with more determination. Or if there was some health problem, it's going to start shifting for the better now. Also, if there was some delays in your work, if you're working behind the scenes, if there was some kind of complications on some projects, if you had to edit, fix something, now you'll be able to find the solutions for it, or see the results of the extra efforts that you had to do. And if there were some complications at work with colleagues and such kind of stuff, they start getting resolved, or with some debt as well. But the big news is the new moon, that the whole of August is going to be under the influence of in your 7th house, Aquarius. It's all about relationships. There is a restart of a major relationship in your life, or a new person is appearing. It can be a very important new business partner that comes, a powerful figure, a figure that you like as well, because Venus is there. But it might shake you up a little bit. They might shake you out of your comfort zone, because Uranus is making square. And those developments happen so fast. This new person appears, or a new change in the life of, there is like a restart in the life of your partner, business or personal. If you have someone that you're in contractual relationship with, like a committed boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, business partnership, a contract with someone, some sudden change comes that makes you restart this contract or change it, or a new one comes, or something in the life of your partner changes in a powerful way. It's like they're getting reborn now, and it's almost like your partner is getting more power. And through this you feel more empowered. Through this, for us as Aquarius, it's almost like partnerships give us the power, because Leo is the sign of power and passion and excitement. So we're excited, even though we're very independent people as Aquarius. Our sense of power and strength comes from the reactions we receive from others, and being connected to powerful people, seeing that our partners are excited and they're passionate. So you're going to see this starting now. You're going to see your partners getting excited or passionate about something, getting maybe more forceful as well, coming up with new ideas. So new ideas come to you from partners, and they're like your strength. They're your rock of strength now, with the personal business partners. But you can also notice that the reaction of others towards you, which is also the seventh house, becomes more passionate. You can see yourself as a mirror. You can understand who you are better now by seeing the reaction of others, who becomes more passionate, more affectionate towards you. And that others empower you. Their reaction towards you, you can feel like it's empowering you, and it's going to trigger you to change your attitude towards others somehow. So there will be a shift and a change and a restart of your relationships to others, to your audience, to the public. But the seventh house is a house of business as well, not just personal relationships. So it can indicate new powerful beginnings in business with your audience, new audiences, new markets as well. The seventh house is the elders, new markets. But there is a lot of activities with other people. Sorry. If you're trying to do things on your own, it's not our strength now this month. Try and collaborate with others, open yourself, because these other people will empower you. And there's Venus there. They bring you a sense of fairness and love as well. But of course, Uranus is squaring this. The changes that come in your relationship can first start quite upsetting. And actually, your personal life can be affected because Uranus is in the fourth house. There can be shift of place of living or family environment that affects your relationships as well. But the new inspirations and ideas that are coming somehow connected to you, to your business, to others, to partnerships, they can first start quite manically and hectically with Uranus. Very fast manifestation can take you out of your comfort zone, but they lead to something very positive, especially to more gains and more popularity, because Jupiter is the planet that makes the final aspect to the new moon. So it might start shaky, but it ends very positively, because it's a positive aspect from Jupiter to the new moon in your seventh house. So even if a new relationship starts shaky or surprisingly out of the blue very fast, and unexpectedly turns around your relationships, the final results can be quite positive. And if it's a business proposition, it can lead to more gains because of the trine to Jupiter in the 11th house. And friends can help you in those new beginnings with partnerships and relationships, or influential people. Jupiter in the 11th house can help you as well. So there you go. So if you want to raise that manifesting vibration, as I said, we're manifesting through others now, through partnerships, and it can be very gainful as well for us. If you want to speed up that manifesting vibration, Angelique is doing on the 3rd of August this powerful workshop, how to naturally raise your vibrations without substances by using psychological, occult, and spiritual methods. So once you learn to do this, you don't need to always wait for the planets to raise their vibrations so you can dive into the manifesting wave. You can raise them on your own, but she's teaching it when the vibration is so powerful after the new moon, of this high vibration of Uranus, Jupiter, Leo, all future-oriented planets. So then you really feel the energy of high vibration, and you'll be able to recreate it later on. All right. So, and it's 30% off till the 3rd of August if you join us. And finally, Pisces. Uh, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The new moon. Let's start with Mercury. Mercury is going direct in your 5th house. So if there were some delays with the creative project of yours, with some ideas that you have that you are working hard on to edit, to fix, to improve, to make better, now you're going to start seeing the results of those things, those creative projects, those ideas can manifest. If there were some complications in your romantic life, if you were re-examining your love life, your romantic life, if there was some complications there with partners or marriage partners as well, but when it comes to the intimate part of the relationships, to the more, having fun and loving each other and how affectionate we are with each other, if there was revisioning of that or something holding back that area of your life, now it's going to start improving and moving forward, hopefully after some important conversations that you had with partners, and marriage or love partners. But if you're single, maybe you had the realization that you have to start looking for relationships in a different way, that you have to start, you probably very likely realize while Mercury was retrograde that you have to change your plan of action in regards to your relationships, in regards to romantic life. In order to have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you probably re-examine, thought deeper what it is, the dynamics of that you are doing. And now when Mercury starts moving direct, you can apply those new strategies. In some way, your love life will be renewed, will be more refreshed or more balanced. And if there were some complications or delays in the life of your children or with relationship with children, that you had to talk over the terms of conditions of your relationship, so maybe they had to work hard on some project to use some extra skills or something more difficult happened in their life that required more efforts. When Mercury starts moving direct now, you start seeing good results from that as well, or the results of those things. And let's not forget that there's the new moon, and the whole month of August is under the influence of this new moon till the next new moon at the end of August. And it's happening in your 6th house. And you know why, the 6th house is house of service. And we know that whatever Leo is, we have a strong passion for it. And our confidence comes only when we fulfill the rule of that house. And for you as Pisces, whether it's your rising or sun or moon, you feel most proud when you do a good job, because the sun is, Leo is in the 6th house. You feel most passionate and excited about life when you're of service. It's interesting that this is, but Pisces are very, and wherever Leo is we're very giving. So you as Pisces, you're very giving to those in needs, because the 6th house rules those of us that are afflicted, that are worse than us, that are at a lower stage than us, that are not equal to us. Either they are having problems, they're in some conflicted situation, or the poor, the sick, the elderly, who is the 6th house. And you have Leo there as Pisces, which means that you're naturally passionate and you naturally feel sense of joy, because Leo is joy, and sense of passion and sense of strength and confidence. You only get your confidence when you go and help such people, when you are useful to someone, when you are helpful to someone in need. That's why it's the charitable nature of Pisces, because Leo is in your 6th house. So now this new moon in Leo is triggering exactly that giving nature of yours, that you're going to give and help fix some problematic situation, that you're going to go and help someone in need. The 6th house is people in need. It rules the slaves, the workers, below you, your employees. So on a more mundane level, what can it manifest like? A new passion gets reborn for you for some work project to be of use. So a new work can appear for some of you. That strengthens your confidence, that strengthens your excitement about life. A work project that makes you feel alive. Leo is the sign of being alive. It can also indicate like something happens at your work that restarts the button of your passion towards your work, or even restart with a new job. It can also mean that you are restarting your passion in regards to health. So some of you can find yourself that, you suddenly want to implement new health routines, and you want to implement them very fast. And it can disrupt your natural routines, because Uranus is making a square to this stellium in the 6th house of this new moon, of health routines and work routines as well. So suddenly they can be like, they say, oh, we're introducing a new software at work, or oh, we're going to do things in a new way, and you have to quickly adapt, and that create some chaos in your routines, or you decide that your health suddenly, that you have to do something new, so it creates stress and nervous tension, because of Uranus aspect. It's something new that has to come, but it has to come so fast, you don't have time to adapt. So initially it can disrupt your daily routine, it can disrupt your flow, it can make you feel more stressed, it can make you feel like, it's overwhelming, all those new changes in your daily routines or work environment. But don't worry, because it concludes very positively. Because Jupiter from your 10th house of career and reputation is the last planet that makes trine to this new moon. So those new changes that you undertake in your health or in your working environment, also in order with house, you might feel a sudden impulse to organize and order everything around you, and it will give you such a sense of joy and such a sense of pride, which is what Leo is. It will give you such a sense of strength in yourself. And you start something of this sort new, like a job, new routine, and it leads to more better. Basically, Jupiter is the last planet trining the new moon in your 10th house of career, better reputation, being more recognized by others, maybe a better social status, and improvement in your career and higher achievements, or maybe a figure of authority figure, a boss, an institution, someone in power, a wise older person can help you as well with those new changes that you're doing in regards to your health, in regards to your routines, in regards to your work, in regards to your and also, as I said, you can get this sudden impulse to be of use, to be helpful to others, to do something productive rather than sit and rest, So ride that wave. And actually, this wave of manifestation in regards to career, to work, to health that you're starting is so powerful, the vibration currently, because Uranus and Jupiter, both that are part of this new moon, increase the vibration as we talk and bring future events, totally new events. So it's not going to be something that you're familiar with, something totally new. And it's in the sign of Leo, high vibration. But if you want to ride that wave even stronger, Angelique is doing a seminar or webinar on the 3rd of August, which is 30% off till the 3rd of August, on how to raise your vibrations with spiritual methods, psychological methods as well. So we're going to do like double wave, the wave of the planets, and we're going to tap into that energy, how to naturally rise our vibrations without substances, without, how to connect to higher forces. And as I said, the new moon is happening on a very esoteric spiritual star, the star that connects us to our future offspring, the star that connects us to the unborn souls of those waiting to incarnate on earth. So the world between the wall between worlds is thinning with this new moon, and you can connect with inspirations in regards to how to put order in your life, because it's in the 6th house for you, how to create more orderly environment, how to improve the material environment. 6th house is material house around you, so your future ancestors or offspring can build their own kingdoms on top of your kingdom. So it's time for you, Pisces, to build your material kingdom with this new moon, to get inspirations about that. So if you want to raise that vibration, and ride that wave, join us with Angelique on the 3rd of August. So thank you so much. And I forgot to say that I still have a few days of offering my course, Predictive Techniques, for half price, for $199 only. After that becomes double price, $400. I think $399, and it's one of my best courses, 12 hours. If you want to catch it, you're welcome. And I love you so much. I'm so glad to be back. These readings charge me up. They help me so much as well, because no astrologer looks at their own horoscope. So this as well is aligning me to the energies, so I don't freak out so much whatever happens. So thank you. Ride this exciting wave of everything is speeding up as manifestation. It's kind of a bit hectic initially, but it gets smoother more towards the end. I love you, and I'll see you next week.